Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again in this lovely Thursday after Thanksgiving, after Survivor Series, after the huge breaking news. TNA, total nonstop action wrestling, has now have its TV deal celebration. There it is. I got a little bit more sounds there. And doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound, some good stuff there? Big things popping, little things stopping. Anyway, well, let's see. TNA Wrestling. I've been a fan of this company for a very, very, very long time. I have hoped that it would actually happen very soon. I hope they would get to this position because I think that TNA, like I said, I've been a fan for the company for a very long time. It has been something that had, when they screwed up Spike TV, then they went to Destination America, then they went to Pop TV, then they went to Pursuit Television, where Pursuit Television didn't even show the right, the right impacts. It showed reruns of it. You had to go on Twitch TV, Twitch. They had to stream on Twitch, And now when you have, they went to this Access TV, but now they have a huge TV deal. It's going to be, let me see, look at this, the Thursday Night Impact. It's going to be Thursday. They stay on Thursdays, so they're not going to go on AEW. Then maybe they can finally take on, checking out ROH. But yeah, but this, yeah, 9 o'clock. It will be now at 9 to 11. Very interesting from Access Television, which is and everything else. They were going to go to Thursday. You want to do, like I said, the reports, rumors, and we're going to go against Dynamite, but now it's Thursday Night Impact, which I think is probably for the best, because I don't think with this roster and stories, I don't think TNA, unless they're going to be really helped by WE and NXT, which even then that might hurt their stuff. So I don't think they'll be good enough to actually take on and actually beat AEW. But I think right there, what they need to do is to solidify Thursday nights at this position. They're going to have all the stuff here. They're saying, Carlos Silva saying, they want the fan base, hottest stars, everything else. They're like the X division and knockout division, and hopefully groundbreaking partnership with NXT. And I honestly think the reason why the partnership, what's funny? That TNA went this crazy journey. It started, when TNA Wrestling, when Hogan and Bischoff and Dixie Carter, put her in that position too. You put Jeff Jarrett and Russo and all that stuff there, that whole mix, put the company on Spike TV getting 1.1 million viewers. I put Mania Hall, and then not only they lost those viewers, the idiotic Monday Night War bit, but also got it kicked off on Spike TV and into this weird nebulous realm of fail. It took multiple partnerships with other promotions. It took AEW and WWE to get it back to its position where it was in 2010. There and back again. Jeez Louise. That is, what would you call that, ladies and gentlemen? What do you call that? That is one heck of a tale. And they're right back where everything started. So what is this? What does this mean for total nonstop action? What does it mean for all the other stuff here? Well, hopefully, is a brand new start, better storytelling. My hope is that. My hope is better stuff, because right now with their, one-time champion Mike Santana and Frank Kazan, they need new, interesting stories. Because them having the NXT lowercase, like people who have not been, they have like these bodies from NXT and not doing anything with them. And this whole NXT, the fact they already had a huge thing. It was called Showdown, or invasion or whatever it is going to be called. And yet it still didn't. It just like, and it went and it tied. It was a 4-4 tie. So they just shook hands and said, well, that's it. We don't need to do anything else anymore. What are we doing here? What is this? What is this whole? What are we doing for this the whole situation here? And that's my fear. If you're, because I still am, I still keep my feelers in the TNA. I still do. Even though I mainly hang out in the AEW, New Japan, I'm trying to get more into Stardom and you know, all the other indies, Fight Pro and ASE and all this other stuff. I try to a New Texas Pro, and I'm getting more into West Coast Pro. I'm getting more into pro wrestling and that stuff. But I honestly think this could be a really positive thing, something really good. And they say that Dan McDermott, right here, the chief content officer at AMC Networks and president of AMC Studios, explained that their network and TNA fit together well because both sides put fans at the center of everything they do. Okay. Mm. This must have been this man must be new to TNA because, oh boy, yeah, they never had that, bro. Oh man, that is a very loaded statement there. But yeah, this is like little PR stuff here. Um, TNA is a impressive growth, which that's been by stories, characters, and non-stop action fans loved. We put fans in the center of everything we do, and TNA has built this brand programming around the same definition and our focus. With great opportunity, come together to make Thursday Night Impact a dynamic thing. We could, but then a weekly event, yada yada yada. So, but it's gonna be on AMC Plus. I wonder how much. Let's see how many subscribers right now. Oh, by the way, AMC Plus right there is, oh boy. Last I checked, because this was made the story here, AMC Plus, the streaming thing, it dropped to 10.2 million. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not a good look. Yeah, the DSC is under they counted 10.2 million subscribers. Oh boy, and it's down from 10.4 million from last year. Oh well, that's yeah, that's not good. Well, but hey, hopefully it's maybe they can have they can add like 100,000 fans with TNA, so maybe something. Hopefully, maybe. Oh gosh. Oh, oh boy. That's yeah. But yeah, this is interesting. They actually did a pro wrestling reality show in 2014 but never end up airing. So yeah. And but yeah, they were looking for, by the way, TNA wrestling, back to the point. They were looking for like $30 million and the help of the TNA wrestling and such to help what they did. They got W was in sense with a deal because they're the they are the whole technical of like we're partners, so we can make that sort of stuff. So yeah, aka it's another feeding system for WWE, which already has AAA and Evolve and NXT. What is my like I said, I'm happy for them. I hope it does well, even though they I think they've lost. Let me see if I can get this. Well, guess this wrestler's not going to join us with the TNA thing. Lena Cross, she is signed for wrestling, but yet Maya World hasn't. Seriously, they need to sign her yesterday. But still, she's worked with Cross. She worked with I think DPW, JCW, Limitless, and everything else. But also, she actually was in TNA. Probably like a whole. I think she worked a tag match with Rosemary against some people. But yeah, it's very interesting. I hope I just very interesting though. By the way, there's a ton of wrestlers they have not signed. By the way, they have not signed and for anything else. They haven't signed them. You know, they haven't signed these. Mostly about AJ Francis. I think Rick Swan. They haven't re-signed him. Cedric Alexander, the Inspiration. There's a lot of people TNA needs to re-sign. There's a lot of them that have to need to re-sign. If not, they're going to be in a very, like, hey, we got this new T swap, but yet guess what? You don't have any wrestlers, so you're gonna be doing more involved and all this other talent. You need to start signing these people now, and hopefully start building your stuff and everything else. And by the way, sign BDE. By the way, who a YouTuber and such. Hopefully, he signs a deal. He needs to sign it because he has looked like he looks good, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. That YouTuber who was a wrestler and everything else. So yeah, I think TNA wrestling. They need some people need to be signed. They need to get some exclusive deals. They need to build. If you want to be the big top guy, you got the big deal. Now let's see what you can do with it. And I just think the stories that they're going to tell, I don't think they have enough story. I don't think the stories are good enough, personally. But I hope that they have this. This will be the kick in the rear end that they need, because right now they feel like it's the feeder system to the feeder system, and I hope that that changes. I want them to stand on their own 2 feet, and I don't know. I just think there won't be a very um, you know. I just, in my personal opinion, I could be wrong. I hope that they will continue to grow, but hopefully they use the stories to actually build up some things. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I want to hear what your thoughts are about to say. Leave something in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be right back right after this, and we're going to be talking about Slammiversary. Oh no, Slammiversary. I think Slammiversary was actually pretty decent, but the Premier League PLE I'm talking about is Survivor Series. I have my thoughts about that, and I will give to them right after this little break here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All these other things. We'll be right back here on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back right after this.